everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I am coming to you from my parents' garden. I thought it would be fun to do a quick walkabout so that you could see what their Zone 8 garden here in Aiken, South Carolina looks like now that we are in the latter half of April. So let's take a stroll. Well, you can see everything is growing really well, and they've been doing some divisions. And I wonder if my mom knows that is all larkspur. It looks like it's just germinating. So she should have some larkspur in a little while. You can see the carex doing really well. She's already plugged in some salvias. Of course, the sisyrinchium, native blue-eyed grass, is gorgeous. And just overall, everything is looking great. I can't believe how this year they actually did have their brugmansias die to the ground. Some years they don't have that happen. But look at how big the brugmansias have gotten already. Mine are still like barely coming out. And I haven't actually walked out here. And she's been saying it's weedy. And I see what she's saying. So looks like we're gonna have some work to do out here to get this whipped into shape. Although actually, I think this is all that, like that coreopsis. So this actually isn't really a weed. It's a ground cover that I bet she doesn't realize. She has some poppies. I can't wait to show you the poppies out front. The poppies here are probably just a few days away from starting to bloom. And of course, Salvia leucantha here is coming back fine. I think all of mine has died. And her Amsonia is starting to bloom. You can see that right here. Really pleased to see that this large leaf magnolia, Magnolia macrophylla, variety Ashii, is starting to leaf back out. I think that probably needs to have a cage because the deer here are ferocious. And coming around here, you know, the Prunus mumes are really starting to get some size, and it's been talking about, like, you know, some of the oaks might be competing a bit too much. Might have to make some decisions about some trees in this border. And here is the Arbequina olive that set olives last year that I showed you at Thanksgiving time. Here they are flowering. If you've ever wondered what olive blooms look like, this is the moment. I do love this toad flax that you see growing in the woods or in the fields all around Aiken. We've been in Augusta all day today, which was wonderful. The Garden City Festival at Sacred Heart got to speak there this morning, and we're gonna go on garden tours tomorrow, so I'll make some videos from there. But y'all, it's hot. It's like almost 90, and it's amazing how when you're not used to it, it's like, whoa. So here again is that, I think this is coreopsis. I'm gonna have to do some poking around. I know they've been trying to get this area filled in, and the pycnanthemum, or the mountain mint right here, is definitely doing its job. You can see growing all the way down this berm, and I bet by next season it'll just be a completely dense ground cover of nothing but pycnanthemum. You can see all of the camellias are caged. They have to keep making the cages taller, but the deer just devour them. Not all the camellias are doing well. You can see that one's not doing great. The sparkleberry and native oaks through here make this woodland really dense. Probably denser than what is really ideal. But good to see things like Beschneria are living in the woodland without much trouble. You can see she's already gotten started on planting some stuff. She loves the Lusianthus, which I'm actually really amazed are doing as well as they are here. That's not a plant that I've had much success with, but it's beautiful. And as we come across here, I'll show you some of the plants I bought today. I was at the garden festival. There's something in the air and it's making my nose run and my eyes water. But here are some things. I bought a bunch of native azaleas from Trusty Farms and a bunch of different salvias from Colonial. Make sure. Colonial Creek Farm had really great selection of herbs and salvias. Got a new blueberry. This is a pink lemonade. So as we walk up the driveway, you see they've got a crinum in bloom, which is very exciting, doing great. And then if you remember last month, I was here and we did some seeding of buckwheat and crimson clover to fill in the gaps in this bed. And you can see all of that is germinating. So this is the crimson clover. And then the slightly taller right there, that is the buckwheat. And in this space, we didn't really have a lot of soil cubes, so you can see just part of the bed. But I'm pretty impressed with the germination overall in the whole area. We did plant a bunch of onions in here, which all are starting to grow. Now, here's the bed that I'm going to work on tonight. And we are going to put a lot of soil cube in here, though it's definitely not enough room for the entire soil cube bag. And we're going to create a nice foodscape in here using some of the plants that we got today. So you can see what we're dealing with. It's kind of a weird mix of clay and sand. It's not ideal. New construction, you know, kind of setting people up to fail as far as planting. Which is precisely why we have this bag right here. Bag of black magic. As we walk up here, you can see lots of poppies coming, but then she has quite a few in bloom already. And I was so excited today when I saw this beautiful raspberry colored one. This is my favorite color of the poppy. She has a lot of the pale lavender. These were my open pollinated seeds. Got sown on Black Friday. I was here for it. Here's obviously a huge stand of pycnanthemum. You can see things are wilting because it's like 90 degrees today. It's really shockingly hot. And these poppies just look amazing. You can see them when you pull down their street. And I'm so happy. So happy they're growing. I happen to love this color as well. I was hoping she would have a little more color diversity, but these are awfully pretty. I love what they look when they blow in the breeze. So they've been telling me about this bird that they're kind of in a war with. You can see it's up there digging holes in their stucco. There's a bunch of holes. Maybe somebody recognizes. It's not a woodpecker. So we make our way across the back. The camellias are looking good. Lots of new growth coming on these. Always happy to see. And she was saying how like she can never get anything to grow straight until the smilax. Of course, that's not there on purpose. They're going to prune these azaleas down a bit so they don't get covering over their windows. And I'm a bit worried about this camellia. This does not look healthy at all. There is new growth coming on it, but this is not what camellias should look like. And I think that the gardenias were really severely damaged in one of the more recent cold snaps. And this is, of course, radicans, which in my area is notoriously unreliable. But I'm kind of surprised to see it doing as poorly as it is. This was definitely from cold damage. And for those of you who keep up with my videos, here are the Treasure Island sweet potatoes that we planted in this pot last month. These will get transplanted out probably in a few weeks. Now, my dad painted this concrete yesterday. I think it's safe to walk on. I mean, it should be dry. I wanted to show you her barley pots. Looking pretty good. Already in the seed head stage. And she has some other grains over here. I think these are all wheat. Yep, these look like wheat. And this was more or less an awnless variety, but you can see the birds eat the seeds, which is, I think, a great reason to grow them. They have a lot of birds here, and it's nice to be able to grow some of your own bird seed. And this is an extremely impressive pot of lettuce growing here on their back patio. Really love that. I'm definitely going to harvest some of that for dinner tonight. It's so lush and beautiful. Oh my goodness. Well, and as you can see, my dad's structure, he has got the sail up. He has modified it multiple times. And I think he is finally not in a war with his HOA. So that's good. It's very different from what he had originally created, but I think the compromise has totally worked out. I'm proud of him for navigating it. He's never lived in a neighborhood with an HOA until retirement, and I warned them against it. But I think that what he created is going to be really comfortable for the heat of the summer, to be able to sit out here and have some shade and not offend any of the people that live around. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick tour. I am gonna run inside because my eyes are watering like crazy and I need to blow my nose. But I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you'll be inspired by this beautiful spring garden here in Aiken, South Carolina at my parents' house.